baby. I was scared.
Cut the crap, all right? Cut it. Because I've been there. But I didn't run out on my family. I was there every day for them because that's what a man does.
Daddy-o! What's up?
Will, I'm glad you're here. Some business came up I got to handle. So we're going to have to put our trip on hold. You understand?
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Just for a couple of weeks.
I understand.
Yeah. Maybe a little longer.
Yeah, whatever.
Look, I'll call you next week and we'll iron out the details. Okay?
Yeah.
It was great seeing you, son.
You too, Lou.
Yeah,
All right to be angry.
Hey, why should I be mad? I'm saying at least he said goodbye this time. I just wish I hadn't wasted my money buying this stupid present.
I'm sorry. If there was something that I
Hey,
could
you know
do.
what? You ain't got to do nothing, Uncle Phil. Hey, ain't like I'm still 5 years old, Ain't like I'm gonna be sitting up every night asking my mom, when's Daddy coming home, Who needs him? Hey, he wasn't there to teach me how to shoot my first basket, but I learned, didn't I? Hey, I got pretty damn good at it too, didn't I, Uncle Phil?
You did.
Got through my first day without him, right? I learned how to drive. I learned how to shave. I learned how to fight without him. I had 14 great birthdays without him. He never even sent me a damn card. To hell with him! I ain't need him then, and I don't need him now.
Will.
Now, you know what, Uncle Phil? I'm gonna get through college without him. I'm get a great job without him. I'm gonna marry me a beautiful honey, and I'm having me a whole bunch of kids. I'm gonna be a better father than he ever was. And I sure as hell don't need him for that, because ain't a damn thing he could ever teach me about how to love my kids.
Hello. Welcome to the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour. As you've seen, a father's broken bond is what we discussed today. We already had a show pertaining to the mothers that are kind of bitter when the father moves on with his life. Now we're going to talk about some of the fathers that are also emotional when the mother moves on with her life and how they take it out on the children. Make sure you share this here, comment on the YouTube channel. Thank y'all for tuning in. And now I will bring in our guest. All the way from Austin, Texas, we have our co-host, Dwight. Assistant co-host, Denise. And all the way from Cincinnati, guest speaker, special guest, Mr. B.
Hey, now.
How y'all doing? How you doing? Okay.
Hey.
We just had a clip from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, which to me and to Denise, we felt it kind of went with the subject today. And it was, I don't know, to this day, it hits right here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how it felt for y'all, but every time I see that scene right there, it really hurts. It hurts because our children are innocent and everything. They didn't ask to be here. Now, sorry about that. After looking at that right there, Denise, will you tell us what was going through your mind before we go on to the men's opinion about this part right here?
Yes, I can. Long-term damage. It really broke him. And even though that was just a skit, it's real. It happens a lot more than we need. And when you these fathers, when you don't be in these children, like it messes them up. Some of them go for the good, but some of them just all messed up, and long term therapy is needed. I'm just saying.
Yes, and I agree because like we said in a prior show where we discussed where the mothers got their emotions when the dad moved on, and other women with around the babies. We talked about how you shouldn't put certain things before your children at all
Nope.
because it's not teaching them how to have a healthy relationship when they see the arguing and the name calling and all the bitterness. They don't deserve that.
Mhm.
So Dwight, what was going through your mind, and what do you feel about that specific scene right there with Will and Uncle Phil?
Well, that scene right there is it's a little different because it goes different ways with that scene goes different. He just didn't want to be a part of his son's life, which is sad. But at the same time, you have men that get upset at the ex for seeing another man. They want to play that role, not to see the kids no more. It's just wrong all around because it affects the kids. It just damaged them to a certain point of degree. And it's sad that we have a lot of guys out here that do that. So it's important. It's important to have both parents in your life, but it's sad that some men would take that route. They got their kids' life, and to me, there's no excuse for it. I don't care what's going on in your life or what's going on in her life, but when you choose to stay out the children's life, it has a big effect on them. So they need to think about that. It's very important to be in their lives.
Mhm.
So
I
Yep.
agree. I agree. When we're in that anger mode, we don't think about how it affects our children. Some might say, and I've seen situations where the parents would say, "Oh, they be okay, they all right," but what are you really portraying before your children when you do this? Because I mean, it's to me, I tried with the fathers of my kids. I actually have three fathers now of my children, and my thing is that when you bring this type of bitterness in front of children, it doesn't set the right foundation for them to know what it is in having a successful relationship when they're no longer with the mother in order to continue on in generation down that line, you know, how to respect one each other when it comes down to a child is involved. So my thing is it's just it's not healthy at all.
No.
Mr. Braden had to step away for a minute. He'll be back shortly. Now, even though in this scene here, some people might say, "Oh, this is just a skit. This is just a show," but there's a message in everything.
Yes.
Because if you notice, Will was no longer a child anymore. He was going into being, I think he was a teenager then,
Just
but
going into college.
yeah, he was getting ready to go to college. So when they did this scene to me, it was like you are seeing how effective this was by the father not being there, you
mhm.
know, and it's hurtful,
Yeah.
and
Even
then
though, even though he's an adult, he's still, I mean, pre-adult,
yeah, it still
And
affects that person's life, no matter what. I mean, you could be my age and things that of an absent father or a bitter father does towards a child or before that child is still traumatizing, and then you got to look at the pattern. Will that pattern be repeated? Because it's like that's all they know. That's all that was put before them. What do you think, Dwight?
I think it's the way the world is today. That's what we live in now. I mean, that skit that Will Smith and them doing has a lot of what's going on in community, and you have a lot of women raising the kids by themselves, and that's a big and when you raise the kids by yourself, it's real difficult, especially when you raise boys, because a woman can't teach a young man how to be a man, and uh, and they sometimes end up going the wrong direction. But I believe men, it's also the men you choose. You got to be careful who you have these babies with. Um, but these men, a lot of them just don't care. They blame the woman. You know, it could be her fault, but who cares? So the important thing is raising your kids. And that's the main thing here, you know, because it's very important that you raise these kids the right way. And for me being a father, I just couldn't see myself, oh, well, forget her, forget those kids. I'm not going to have nothing to do with those kids. Forget them, even though they're mine. It's just wrong. So I believe you ain't got to like the person you had the kids with, but as a man, you need to be there to raise those kids and to give them the best chance to grow up. That way, you know, you won't have so many of these kids just running wild and doing all these crazy things. So a man is very important for that role. But these men, a lot of them, they need to step up. And then if you don't want to be a father, or you don't want to take that responsibility because you upset because she's seen another man or went on by her life, they don't have no kids. Wrap it up. Just don't have no kids at all.
Right.
So that's how I feel about it. You know, we need to do better. Gotta do better.
Exactly. And Mr. Carter, I don't know if you was able to see the part that with the Will Smith Prince of Bel Air, but in that scene where he thought his father he was
Yeah,
going with his father.
I did.
What is your opinion about that?
Well, it's indicative of a lot of, and first of all, thank you for having me on. But I find that it's indicative of a lot of the later training that we saw, in the household. We had a lot of single parent families. There was a struggle, if you will, like in the late 60s, early 70s. I think the Fresh Prince came along like in the late 70s, 80s. And what it was to do of how fathers didn't have the ability to really express the love that they needed to their sons. One of the things that I heard is to be careful of who the mother has around her kids. Well, that's so true,
Mhm.
because not only is it the maternal father, but it's also those that come in, the men that are around the period. Sometimes you just got to take a look at all the males that are around your sons and whatnot, and watch how they interact with them. But as far as that piece with Will Smith, that was so, we seen that. I seen it. As a youngster, I seen it with some of my friends that, how their father came and went. They just lacked the expression of love and to be able to man up and be that man that they needed.
Yeah. Well put, well put. And like I said, I really thank that show for putting that out there, because, you think that, okay, it's all on the mother. But what some of these men don't realize, both children, whether it's the daughter or the son, the mother and father's position is very impactful in a child's life coming up. Just like my ex-husband used to say, well, she's a female, that's for your job to do. No,
Right.
because
Right.
as a father, you're supposed to show her how she's supposed to be respected, the right men to choose. How you treat her mother is how she's supposed to be treated.
Mhm.
It's just not that male impact in the son's life.
Yes.
But my thing is also is how this is affecting the sons, and seeing this and how it's teaching them disrespect towards females,
Mhm.
but also how to continue on in pattern on how to be an absent father in your child's life.
I would also, with what you were saying right there, I totally like. It's very important that both sons and daughters know who the father is.
Mm,
That's the first man in their lives. It should
mm,
be the one true positive example, setting the standards up very high for these children.
Mm-hmm.
Because if your standards are not high for the children, they're gonna fall for everything below.
Yep, that's true. And it's sad. It is so sad. What you have something to say, Dwight?
No, I just agree. I mean, I agree. You know, you definitely had to have that father figure in there to raise the boys and the girls and set that foundation and everything. And it's just sad, like I said, that we live in a time where you cannot have basically both parents in the house raising the children together for certain situations and everything. And then when they break up, and the mother go whole separate ways, and the father decide to step aside because she with somebody new. It's wrong to me. It's just something that you shouldn't do. I mean, I was never like that. Oh, I'm not gonna be in my son's life because you moved on with somebody else or anything like that. I was in my children's life 100%, always, regardless if she's with somebody, she's not with nobody. That's what you're supposed to do.
Correct. Now we're going to take a short break and also look at this next video. I do say that, you know, to some, this video might be kind of heart-wrenching to you because it was emotional for me. Yes. Because my thing is that I never kept my kids from their father. You know, whatever was between me and him was between me and him. It had nothing to do with our children. And that's why it's very important that we be careful what we put before our children. You think they don't know? You think that it wouldn't affect them? You think about your own emotions? It's not fair. So we'll be back right after this.
Used to take care of him, bro. She broke up with me and got with another.
Bro, how you sound? You talking about?
Cause I can't take care of the kids.
Shut that shit up, bro.
I can't take care of the kids and she with another man, bro.
Hey, dog, shut that shit up, cause you pissing me off, bro. I damn near ain't gonna want to in my car because I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like, you talking about it is that serious, bro. Like, don't condone this shit, bro. He telling me right now, this man telling me right now he ain't taking care of his kids because his baby mama got a new boyfriend.
Listen, bro.
Who cares?
Bro, I'm saying,
who cares?
Bro,
who cares?
I'm trying to explain it to you, though, bro.
Bro, it ain't no.
Why do you care about? Why you care so much for him?
This is what I'm saying, bro. Like, you dumb too if you believe the fact this man just said out his own mouth, I ain't taking care of my kids because my baby mama got a new boyfriend.
She posted a picture. Bro, she posted a picture with her and the dude and my kids, bro, on Facebook, bro.
Who give a f***, bro? This ain't about the
man. That hurt my feelings,
bro. It's about your kids, bro. Bro, you sound like emotional ass. You sound like a soft ass, emotional ass right now, bro. You mad about it ain't about your kids, bro. Don't tell me what a turn. You about to get out this motherfucker in a minute, bro.
Nah, you want to kick me out?
Because you gotta fix that shit, bro. You gotta fix that shit, bro. Like, ain't no way you can sit up here and tell me, bro, I'm not gonna be friends with no man that don't take care of their kids. That bullshit ass excuse, bro. You ain't talking about shit right now.
But he grown, bro. Like, if you don't want to take care of my kid, you talk to her?
Bro, no, you telling me. Every time I ask you gonna get your kid, like, no, I ain't gonna pick them up. She with that. She with that.
Some weak ass shit, bro.
You tell
she cheated on me with this man, bro. I'm hurt, bro.
Bro, f all that, bro. At the end of the day, so your kid's gonna suffer because you mad about another your. That shit happens every day.
Bro, that shit ain't cool.
That shit happen every day. Bro, that shit happen every day, bro. Ain't no fucking excuse about you not taking care of your kids. Oh, she took a picture with my kids. Like,
that shit weak, bro. That shit over with, bro.
Okay, I understand it's weak, bro, but that don't mean shit, bro. Like, you acting like a ass right now. Like,
I'm acting like a bro.
You acting like a ass. You acting like a ass, bro.
Johnny,
you acting like a ass, bro.
Johnny, you got kids with a right? If you got kids with a you taking care of your kids, and then you come home and cheat, and then she got another. She kicked you out the house and moved this in after y'all been together for 3 years, bro.
Man, shut your bro. Shut up, bro. Shut up talking that shit.
Bro, you sound
you not finna say you sound dumb. You ain't finna talk that shit in my car.
You take care of me.
My kids, I would too. I would. You know why? Because you was my. You don't want to take care of your kids.
Here,
you a bum, dog. You a bum ass for that, bro. You a bum ass. You said you just like the rest of these bum ass. You just like these bitter ass, sensitive ass busted bro. I don't give a bro. Like, I don't got no respect for you no more. I have zero respect for you no more, bro.
Stopping,
bro. Oh, my mama, because you can get the out of my car.
You gonna stop me out?
Bro, you can get the out of my car.
Bro, I'm talking about, bro.
Get the out of my car.
We in the middle of bro.
Bro, we can box. Bro, we can box to get out of my car. Yeah.
We at, bro?
Bro, I don't give a middle. I don't give a get out my car.
I still gotta get out my car.
Mama,
I'ma see you.
Yeah.
I'ma see you.
Yeah, you can see me now. You can see me tomorrow.
You gonna kick me out in the middle? I don't know.
I don't give a. I'm not cool with no. Don't take care of their kids. Talking about with another. You ain't taking care of
your kids.
Bro,
you don't understand, bro.
Stop, bro. Get the out of my car.
Bro,
I'm asking you nicely, bro. Get the out my car.
In the middle.
Get the out my car, man.
So how am I gonna get back home?
Get the I don't give a fuck. And this back here condoning that shit.
No, I ain't condoning shit.
Talk about why I care.
I gotta chill.
You said you want to be cool.
You gotta chill,
bro. Shut my get the out my car, bro. You sit up here condoning that shit, bro.
I ain't condoning that shit, bro. I gotta chill, bro. We in the middle of
I'm not gonna kick it with no. Look at this bum ass, bro. He deserved to walk. He deserved to walk.
That's fucked up, bro. He in the middle of
Go take care of the kids.
Don't forget about the poetry contest. The deadline is March 16th. I think it's March 16th. Just watch out for my post. But continue to bring those videos in for the Powerful Poet of the Year. As you see, the trophy is right here for the adults. There's actually 4 categories that you can win. The first one will get the Powerful Poet of the Year trophy. The other 3 will get the placards. And also we have a category for the children. So if you have any children that does poetry, submit them with a video in. Make sure they mention the title of the video, and separate from the video, send me your phone number, because we will be announcing the winner live right here on the discussion hour. Thank you.
Don't you have to make any baskets and nothing you people out here making me poems.
Oh yeah, we got more than just a trophy and the placards, the gift baskets, this big old goodies, t-shirts.
I got y'all.
It's not specifically the t-shirts like this, but it had the logo, the black t-shirts, and actually the t-shirts that were made. Spicy just gotta go pick them up because my back been outside. I ain't been able to go across there. But along with the prizes, you just don't get the trophy or the placards, but you also get the Unspoken Heart t-shirt. You get the Unspoken Heart. It'll be one of these books here included with the CD. But in the gift basket, Denise will be also supplying some other great goodies. So we make you feel great in that moment. So just make sure you get your videos in. We have some in already. Bring them into my inbox. Come on in. You can have them up to 5 minutes only. If they're longer, you have to get approval for me, but more so it probably wouldn't be submitted because it'd be too long. So just make sure y'all send me my inbox, Spicy Gray. The videos are either and make sure you don't forget because it's THE Unspoken Heart 70 at AOL.com.
Not gonna love the baskets, I promise.
Yes. Okay. Woo, that was strong. That was deep. Now you have one father that is in his emotions because the mother have moved on, and she's with somebody else, and his kids are around this guy. They even have taken pictures with this other guy. Now, I'm gonna go to our co-host Dwight, because my thing is, what is your opinion, your feeling on the guy that says, I ain't getting the kids, they can stay over there, she decided to be with him and whatever. What is your feeling about that? And what do you feel about his homeboy putting him out the car because he disagreed with his decision?
Well, his homeboy was wrong. He should never put him out of his car. I mean,
I would have.
No, I'm not gonna pin him out his car because I mean I have friends like that. I mean they had to have you just have to talk to them. Hopefully they'll come around to it because we all think different. I understand as from a point of view with where he was coming from because he felt like well she's doing out of spite to make me feel bad, which I'm pretty sure she was, but it doesn't even matter because at the end of the day you are those kids' father, and you shouldn't let her, the mother, or anybody become between you and your children. That's just me. I don't care who she got. She can have him and three other dudes up there. That's not going to stop me from being the father to my children because that's what you're supposed to do. You brought life in this world, so your job as a father is to take care of those children. So he was just wrong talking about he didn't want to be in his kid's life because she's got a new dude and she posting pictures all on Facebook or whatever, and he felt, oh, she's doing me wrong. It doesn't matter. You need to stay, be a man, take care of your kids. Now, the way he sound like he's hurt because maybe he still has feelings for the mama. I get that,
Or
but
still
you should,
does.
He
yeah.
does.
But the thing is, if you do, then hey, it didn't work out. Who knows? Y'all might get back together. Then again, y'all may not. But the important thing is, you need to keep your butt in your kids' life. Okay, you need to be there with them and let them know that you love them because it's not really that other dude's responsibility to take care of those kids. Now he's going to help do that, but as you being the father, you need to have your butt there, spending time with your kids, picking them up and showing them that you love them and everything. So, he is a little soft. It was just crazy how he was, oh, had nothing to do with the kids no more. And to me, when a man said that, I kind of look at him sideways. Well, it's not the kids' fault. They didn't bend their mama's hand or arm and say, date this dude. I mean, the kids are just kids. So you should stay in your kid's life. Be a man, take care of your kids. Who cares what she does over there? Me personally, I wouldn't have put him out my car, but I would have talked to him and trying to maybe reason with him. Like, look, man, you need to be a man and be in your kid's life. Now, I would have got him to where he needed to go, but I probably wouldn't hang out with him that much no more because of the way he acted. He said, look, you're not cool, dude. You're not even taking care of your kids, so I don't want to really hang out with you no more. But I'm not going to leave you in the middle of nowhere. I ain't that mean. But other than that, he needs to man up and be in his kid's life. Like I said, I don't care what his woman does. Like I said, whoever she sees, that's on her. But you be a man and stay in your kid's life. That's the important thing right there. Be a man.
Exactly. And that's my thing is that that lets you know that what maturity level he's on. Because my thing is always the kids have nothing to do with their mother's actions.
No.
They can't even control the environment they in. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is that the focus shouldn't have been on the mother. He had too much emotions on what she was doing, who she was with, what man is around his children. Instead of just focusing on what I need to do as a man to build a bond with my children. Because at the end of the day, I'm not with their mother. Yeah, it hurts, but my kids need to have that bond with me, and the focus needs to be on me and my kids, and that's it.
Exactly.
But also, taking pictures and everything with this other man. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but I mean, I seen another part. I think it was on Facebook or either TikTok, where the mother was to the side and she was ticked off because the father was taking pictures with his kids. My thing is, if y'all do that, that's just y'all. If you agree to that, you know what I'm saying? If you have that type of relationship. But at the end of the day, this is about him and his kids, not about you. Just like it's about her, it's about her and the kids. It should be separated. So what did you think about that we just seen, Denise?
Well, I agree with Dwight. I wouldn't have left that man sitting out because it's hard out here. It's dangerous for us, us people. It's very dangerous. We dropped off just anywhere these days. But I do 100% agree with the friend. Um, I like to shake his hand because if you are a man out there and you have a friend like that, I would question you if you stayed hanging around him and not try to help him get his mind right. The kids come first. Who cares what the mother's doing? It's been many occasions when men moved on and the women have to just deal with it. We have to deal with you having another relationship, but you don't take it out on the children. The children has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with what you and her have going on. You should never involve your kids in your adult situation because it's going to affect them a long time, a very long time. And then you're going to have to answer for this later on.
Exactly. And I know I joke around or whatever, so yeah, I would have left his butt out there. But in all reality, just like
No.
you know me, I joke around. But in all reality, no, I'm not that inhumane because this time of day things are hard, and you can't discern what's going to happen. And if something happened, that's going to be blood on your hands because if you would have left that person in the middle of nowhere, they would have came up harmed. So yeah, clarification on that.
Yes. And I have something to say about that. You know what I mean? Like, I was placed in that situation before where when I decided when I had my two boys, yes, I have more than one father of my children. And where I didn't want to be involved and I moved on and I didn't want to be involved with the father of two of my kids. And I got married and I moved on. He didn't like that. He told me flat out, well, let that man take care of them kids. I'll see them when they turn 18. Wow. I said,
that's crazy. Now,
yes.
you brought up something that came because it's like my ex-husband, that's, how, because I didn't put my fathers on child support as long as they help me out with the kids, be there in their life.
Right.
But my ex-husband, I remember a time and, he told me, because I wanted, every time we would meet up for him to get the kids, it was always about me. It wasn't about him picking up the kids and going about your business. So his sister had agreed to be a mediator, meaning that, I dropped the kids off to her, he pick them up with them. He didn't want that. He didn't like that. Excuse me. He said, I don't need nobody there. He said, I tell you what, you go get some other end to go take care of them. So I was like, okay. So I think 30 days later, he gonna give me this mad call. And he's like, you put me on child support for real? You said that you wouldn't put me on child support. I said, look, you told me to go get some other end to go take care of them. So I got Greg Abbott.
Oh.
I wasn't playing with that. I'm not gonna play with him. But
oh my goodness.
My thing is that it's not these boyfriends or new husbands responsibility to take care of these kids.
No.
My hands go up to them that do step up, because to me it's not a stepfather, it's a father that didn't step up. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to do your part. And you want to focus too much on her and him to where you're missing out on so much with your child.
So much.
You're supposed to be building memories with your child that they can take on and cherish for themselves. But I'm truly proud of the other two homeboys. Even though the one put him out the car, I'm truly proud of the homeboys because what they did, they was more or less for the children. It's like, squash that, forget her. They was more or less for the children. Like, you're not seeing this. It's about your kids, dog.
You want them to grow up healthy.
Yes. And we had this comment here. He said the homie is wrong. It was none of the friend's business, even though he was just trying to help out. Once he said his point, he should have dropped him off and ended the friendship. We agree.
I agree.
He goes on to say, but when he dropped him off in the middle of nowhere with no way home, he declared war on himself. And it's 2023. That's true. That's true. And manhood to these kids is different than manhood to men. Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yeah.
It's just sad.
I agree with him almost. I agree with him to the point, none of your business. That's a problem with our community now. It's always none of our business. We need to be in. I grew up in a lifestyle where the neighborhood was everybody's business. The families were everybody's business.
I don't think that he meant it in that way. I think what he meant was that give your opinion, but don't be too involved to where you kicking this guy out of the vehicle.
Okay, yeah, I get that.
You know, if I'm your friend, I'm going to speak the truth. If I'm your friend, I'm going to give you my opinion. And me personally, the way I am about children, I'm going to say something.
He sounds very compassionate about the kids.
Yes, and
I'm gonna say this, Mike. Let me cut you off, but I have a lot of male friends growing up. You know, we all grew up, and most of us had, you know, children. But I'm gonna be real with it, you know, because some of the guys I knew, I wasn't too friends with them, like that close. But the ones I was close friends with, and they used to go around bragging about how many kids they have, and then the problems they're going with, or they leaving their baby mamas alone because they seeing somebody else. That's why it's important. Ladies, y'all watch out for these undercover Pookies and Ray Ray, because that's what they do. Because a real man's gonna take care of his kids. He can care less about the woman being with John or whoever she's with. Because a real man gonna take care of his kids. He's not gonna say, "Well, I'm not gonna take care of my kids because she's with him." Those what Pookies and Ray Rays do. So you gotta be careful with Pookies and Ray, undercover Pookies and Ray Ray. But a real man is gonna be there for his kids. He's not going to too much worry about who she's with because he loves his children. Men do love their children. Real men love their children. They're not going
they do.
Stay out their kids' life. They're going to feed their kids life regardless of what that woman's doing.
But see, my thing is like this. If you sit there and put your focus into your children and not into that woman, things will be a whole lot better.
That's true.
I have a lot of
you're an ex for a reason. Ex meaning that something from experience that you don't go back to, that you learn from, you know.
Exactly.
But my thing is that what are you teaching your child? And you're doing this. And what we're going to do before you answer that, we're going to go to this next commercial break. And I do warn y'all that this next one is very heart-wrenching because you're here to hear the dad actually doing this to the child. So stand by.
Ooh.
Deal with your mama. Now call your mama and talk to your mama about it. Ask her why she did what she did. And that'll explain why I did what I did. Now I will not be coming to get y'all no more. Yes, I am home. I'm not coming to get y'all no more. Go to your mama. She don't care about how y'all feel. She don't care about the kid that's home. So that shit. I'm not coming no more.
Buster. Buster.
I haven't been invited yet.
My hurting became a habit. It was tragic that I wanted to cut instead.
Hey, you pervert. You coward. Do you think you add integrity and respect?
Now, as y'all seen at first, the deadline was February 20 something. I forgot what it was said, but no, it's been extended to March. The deadline is in March, the poetry contest. So make sure that y'all enter y'all videos and get those in with your name and the title of your piece.
Hey. I'm glad you cut that one short because that's heartbreaking. That one
It
was.
is. When I first seen that, I actually cried. For a child to be done like that, and not know why am I being done like this? Why am I put in the middle of this? And Tai Tai say he was foul for the kids should be exempt from the parents' anger and feuding. True.
Very true.
And here, sorry about that. They are doing what they experienced being a male child. That father was just out of pocket. You don't do kids that way. I agree. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
She says she has saw this. My heart broke for them babies.
Yeah.
You know, my
I don't
my.
think I breathed. The first time I saw it, I think I held my breath too long, I almost suffocated. I was like, whoa.
Yes, yes. He says the sound of the video, the young man that left the kids is very immature and hurt. He needs to be under men that have gone through that. He needs guidance. Well put. Now, to hear that baby cry like that,
Mm-hmm.
that broke me when I first seen that. That just tore me apart because at the end of the day, that child is innocent. He didn't
Yes.
ask to be here.
Mm-mm.
And my thing is all he wanted was to go spend time with his dad.
Mm-hmm.
And all you hear is it's your mother, it's your mother. And I mean, I experienced that same thing.
He was just whining about child support, whining about some money. So the money is more important than your kids and your
Yeah.
kids' well-being. The money is way more important than your children. All you cared about was to talk about the child support. The child support. Man, I have a son. My baby, I love him. He's my eldest. And yes, the child support is killing him. And he didn't learn a valuable lesson, ignorant child. But he learned that he don't even care how much money they take from him. He don't. He don't. He said, if they're going to take it all, let them take it all, as long as my babies are fed.
Now,
That's just ignorant. I don't know. Lord Jesus, take the
now,
wheel.
Tata said something that is also important to this conversation because if that mother was sitting right there instead of just recording it, because
Oh my God.
you're recording it, but you're not also thinking how this is traumatizing the child. She said not only that, but the mom in so many aspects should have cut that call short.
Yep. She should have hung that phone call up.
Yep.
Yeah, and Faye McKenzie, which is my auntie, she said
Hi, Auntie.
she said it is sad. Yeah, it is very sad because at the end of the day, it's the kids that are affected by this.
Yes, they are.
It's enough they got to deal with their parents being separated. But then to have to endure the anger, the name calling, the neglect, to me, when you do this here as he have done, there comes a time and place where the child in life will eventually try to blame themselves for this.
Mm-hmm.
It's my fault.
Or they
So,
become a tyrant when they get older.
yeah. And
They
so
become like really over possessive.
yeah. And talk to your mama, Why would you tell a child this? This is a child. He doesn't understand why.
How old you look? About what, 7, 8 years old?
Yeah.
Somewhere
Probably
around.
so. Probably so. Probably so. And like I said, it just broke my heart to hear him cry. But the way he was talking at that child, out of that anger, right there was uncalled for.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I hope that he looked at himself in that video and rectified that.
It feels stupid.
And I hope he apologized to them children every single day for the rest of his life.
But then again, you have some people that don't care because they're in their emotions. He says all she worried about is the money.
And are you worried about the money? Because the money is more important than your children.
Okay, so I'm gonna put it like this for the ones that are listening, and agreeing. When I went before the judge, because when I went to a judge, they had 3 mothers and they had the 3 fathers standing behind each mother. And my one of them was talking about what she's doing with the money.
Yeah.
The judge broke it down and to let them know your child lived there, right? The child using the utilities, the child using the water, the child eating the food, the child using the transportation that need gas and car repairs, right? Says she can use the child support where she sees fit for the benefit of the child. You know, when he told the judge, well, I want Spicy to give receipts. She said, for what? She said, the kids are well taken care of. You know, but at the end of the day, what they don't realize is that no amount that I have seen in child support is truly taking care of that child. No amount.
No, we're doing it.
Because you look at
appointments, the transportation to school, we going to the assemblies, we doing homework, we feeding the kids, bathing the kids, we combing their hair every day, we're buying their clothes, doing their Christmas presents, we're making it all for them. While that deadbeat daddy don't want to do nothing. If he even my kids are adults now. Ask me how many times that man has bought these babies a Christmas present, a birthday present. I can tell you, my babies are in their 20s, 25 or 24 and 26. And he bought them items of 2 shirts, 2 pair of pants, 1 pair of shoes that didn't fit, and a pack of Pampers. And that was it.
Yeah, and see, my thing is, this is not all fathers, because on the flip side, I've seen single fathers as well as fathers that's not with the mother do for their child.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So this is not all fathers. These are, these are the fathers that, in emotions that feel like, okay, I'm not gonna do for this child if she's not with me. She divorced you. She didn't divorce the kid. You didn't divorce the kid. You're not divorced from the kids, no matter what. But then you want to get out of here because talking about, and this is a different subject because I've seen it. Oh, what the boys are coming out too feminine because they're being raised by single mothers. Just step up and be a father and put that man part in them.
Yes.
But see, at the same time, I didn't raise sons, and they all then came out the way they supposed to come out.
Yes.
And I'm gonna leave it at that. All single mothers are not the same. I know my mom used to say I used to be hard on my boys, but I had to be. Because you trying to make sure that structure is there. But like I tell all men, even my homeboys, I tell them, God didn't make me no man. He didn't structure me to be a man. I'm a woman.
I can't make a man.
And then, like my son, before my son passed, he told me, he said, Mom, he said, all I ever wanted was a father figure in my life. He said, that's all I wanted. And he says, you are both. And I'm like, no, son, I'm mama. I am structured to be a woman. But there are certain places that God formed a man and a certain role he's supposed to play in that child's life that a woman cannot do.
You can't do it.
No matter how these women, and I mean, people say what they want.
I don't be the mama and the daddy.
Don't tell me Happy Father's Day. No. We have our day, Mother's Day, birthdays. We have our days. Don't come talking about Happy Father's Day. I'm doing my part as a mother. What I have to do. Stop taking away what some of these fathers do deserve. And it's that day of Father's Day. And I see a lot of women do that.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a man. You're not a father. You're a mother. Stay in your place. And that's just where I feel like my kids, if they don't have the money, I send them money. Go and get your dad a gift. That's the person I am with them. Some thought I was stupid. If he's hungry, I go give him a plate. Because at the end of the day, that's still my kid's father.
Yeah.
That's one thing, you laid with him. You chose him.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, be careful who you lay with. How? You can do a background check. You can be observant. No matter how long you've been around that person, whether it's 16 or 17 years, you truly don't know that person. You'll never know a person because you're not knowing what they're capable of doing.
Nope.
You know? So my thing is there's a thing called facades. Anybody could put on a facade.
For years.
A woman, a man.
And they can do it for many, many years.
Yeah, but when that facade come off, baby, if you see a red flag, run. But at the end of the day, just remember, these kids did not ask to be here. You chose to bring them here.
Yep.
And she didn't bring them by herself.
Nope, we can't do it.
You think you punishing the mother. You think you hurting the mother, just like the woman does to the man. That goes both ways. You're not hurting her. She hurts for her child because her child, to see her child cry and hurt, and then got to pick them up, find words of encouragement and inspiration to lift them up. I've done it many times with my kids. To lift them up.
Yeah,
even when my daughter cried, "Mama, why he don't want me?"
Mm-hmm.
I had to step in. That shouldn't be on a woman. You are putting your focus on the wrong place. If it's done, it's done. But it's never an expiration date to being a father or a mother. And this is what hurts me because, that's just the way I am with my kids' dad.
Mm-hmm.
Because I still speak and have a relationship with all of them except for 2. But they'll tell you I'm a different type of woman. The court might have gave me everything and left him with his draws, but I didn't feel like it was fair. I gave him half. I told him whatever is his, take it. Go take that car. I can't drive no 4 vehicles. I only got one butt.
Yeah, that's true.
But see, us women need to be more rational too.
Yes, I mean,
you want this child support. You want him to take care of the kids and be there for the kids. How if he don't have a vehicle?
Yeah, I'm not.
How if you don't have a job to work at and you constantly trying to get him fired or arrested? How he gonna be able to do that? I mean, use your head.
That's just spiteful women. Those are the ones where the man. That's the opposite. Those are usually the ones where the man leaves the woman. Mm-hmm. And she don't want him to actually leave. So she's going to be very spiteful and do everything she can to destroy him.
Mm-hmm. But see, you have some men like that too. That's what I say.
Oh, yeah.
You hear more stories about the bitter mama, the mad woman. But see, we're talking about the flip side because I'm going to tell you, whether y'all realize it or not, in this generation now,
mm-hmm.
there's more men stepping up to be fathers and mothers are like, what's wrong with y'all? Y'all got your daughters not knowing how to cook.
That's terrible.
That don't make no sense. You got your daughters around here, hair ain't even combed. My daughter and her daughter, when I had my little girl, she never went one day, I don't care, we were around the house with her, a strand of hair out of place. It's what you teach your daughters. But the men, you need to teach these sons how to respect women.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And the best way to teach them is to show them how you treat the mother.
That's right.
Start calling her out her name because remember, you got a mama, sister, auntie, and a godmama.
Mm-hmm.
So when you think about when you sit up here calling this woman all of these names, you might as well line up your family of women because you're talking about them too.
Yeah, if you're not happy with her, leave. That's the part I understand about some of these men. If that woman drive you that crazy, just leave her. That's why I tell my son, I say, don't you ever disrespect a woman. If she make you crazy, leave her.
Leave. Mm-hmm. And vice versa.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this because, this came to heart, kind of off the subject, kind of. But my thing is, we got the men and we got the women. And you see it all over social media. And this is what I'm tired of. And it hurts. We got men and women, y'all bashing each other. You putting each other down.
Mm-hmm.
When do you get tired? It's been going on for centuries.
For a long time.
If it's over, okay. You and your feelings, okay, go cry it out. But to tear somebody else down, don't we get enough of that? We should be still supporting and encouraging. My ex, which is my baby son, finally went into business for himself. He'll tell you, I didn't say nothing negative. I said, congratulations. I wish you the best. I knew you could do it. That's what our kids need to see. Us speaking not just life into them, but also into their dads. When they see that, it comes to the place in time. Like my son told his dad before he passed. He had a meeting with him at McDonald's. I dropped him off to talk to his dad. The first words out of his mouth was, well, your mama did this, your mama. He said, no, wait a minute, Dad. We're not here about my mama. He said, because my mama never kept us from you. Mama never said nothing bad about you. She told us to pray for you and leave you in God's hand, but to still love you and forgive you. He said, we're here to talk about your place with me. And he said, we either from after talking in this conversation, it could go two ways. We can go a separate way, or we could build a bond. Now, as a woman, when you show that placement with your children, that's the outcome. Just like with my daughter, no matter how she didn't broke up with the dad or how mad she is, she still don't get the kids from him. Why? Because me as a woman put that foundation there. And that goes for the men as well. Put that foundation to make yourself look like a real man. A real man do not call that mama or any woman out her name, as well as tear her character down to the children for your benefit. Man up. My apologies, but I had to get that out.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It was well spoken.
Yes.
It's all truths. All truths.
Yes. And try to go up to the comments where we left off at. Okay,
A lot of people started talking.
Yes.
Okay, Tay.
Tata is in it. Dad, look at that girl. Thank y'all for tuning in. She said that part, caring for the child is more than what you do or pay. For where is the emotional support? Where is the teachers and hands-on? Yes. Real Spit Radio says child support isn't financial. That's only a piece of it. But you never see the court order men to put that structure in the kid's life. Love it. Asa, thank you for tuning in. He said, working for Child Protective Services and personal experience of fighting for my kids against their mother. The system uses the anger of the parent against the parent so they make more money. You know what? I have to agree with him on that because
That's true.
When you go through the child custody battles, the first thing that they was telling me, Ms. Gray, you can't go in here angry. You can't really be emotional. This is killing me. This is hurting me. This is my child. I'm not supposed to be protective of my child. But yeah, they use that and they twist it as if you got an anger problem.
Oh, yeah.
That you're not a calm enough parent for this child in the environment.
They're going to make it like you're irrational.
Yes, and it's untrue. A woman can't be daddy if she tried her best. Father needs to be daddy. Yes.
I don't care how many of y'all say y'all going to be the mom and the daddy. You'll never be the daddy.
Never. Yeah. The court has no idea what's in the interest of the child. Thank you for saying that. That is so true. I've heard many judges admit that publicly. Yes, I love it. That's the truth. Tata say exactly. Asa, I find that it would be better if the parent calms down, set aside their differences, and take care of their children. I agree with that. If you get angry, when you get angry and you feel yourself getting angry, don't talk right then and there.
Back off.
I'll talk to you later. I need a moment. That's the mature person. That's the woman. That's the man. Don't throw a tantrum like a child and then put the wrong thing before the child. The people wear the masks wear. That's true. That's true. The child support system is pathetic. Children aren't taken care of. They are not. But see, also they were designed at first in the interest of just the women.
Yeah, it was.
At first. Now it has flipped for the side of the men, but it's also mainly the side of the money.
Yes.
The child support system is pathetic. Yes. Parenthood continues until the last breath of the parent is taken. You know what? I agree with that. I thought parenthood stopped when that child crossed that stage. Even my mother, she didn't know. But when I had first got married, she quoted the saying of Martin Luther King. I am, what she say, free at last, free at last. No, she wasn't free. She's still dealing with me. So, parenthood is until the last breath you take. That is so true.
Because the nature changes, but the title changes also with it. Well, it will be like, instead of you being mom and dad, now you're grandma and grandpa.
Yeah, this is a great point. Oftentimes, it's just like misery loves company. Oftentimes, toxic people attract each other. We need self-awareness. I agree. I agree totally with that.
We need a lot of healing.
It's respect. It goes a long way. Yeah, respect goes a long way. And that's what I tell you. That's just like you say your approach. Because like if you approach me the wrong way, I say, wait a minute, hold up. Rewind. Let's start this over because you're not about to talk to me this way. We can either talk as adults or we can set this aside for another time. Because that's one thing I'm not going to do. I'm not going to argue with you, especially when it comes to my kids.
If they can't talk, then get somebody to be in the middle where you can at least work something out. A lot of people can't talk. It don't matter how they try, they bump heads, they go left and right. So if it comes to that point where y'all just can't talk, get somebody that y'all both trust and negotiate the best way y'all can to put, the best interest in the children. That's the important thing right there.
Yes.
Like,
Get a mediator.
some people just can't talk.
I had this one little short story I'm gonna tell you real fast, where a situation happened with my children's father at the time, where I was they tell you people are manipulators and maskers. So I was on the phone with this dude, and I'm having a friendly conversation, saying how you doing, and the kids are fine, and what's going on. And he's had like company in the background because I can hear it. And he's on the phone, and I'm calm, I'm talking. It was a great day. And then he started talking about, why are you yelling at me? Why every time I get on the phone with you, you gotta be yelling? I said, huh? What's going on? What are you talking about? And he started saying, trying to make me look like I was yelling and cussing and carrying on. Why you gotta be cussing and carrying on? I'm like, what? I said, what are you talking about? And then I clued to it. And I heard the voices in the background. I just hung up the phone and told him I'll never call him again.
I know that's right. That was a setup. All too often, unhealthy people try to have a healthy relationship, and that isn't going to happen. It all depends on the maturity level of that person. It took me some counseling and self-repair before my relationship got better. I agree with that. I do. Because I put myself in counseling because I wanted to better myself. And thank you. And I appreciate you as well. But it's got to take self. What are you wanting to do to better yourself? And I do that a lot to where when there's certain situations I get in, I'll be like, you know what, this is not I don't like this person. And I need a different way of doing things. I need a different avenue of handling things. So you have to think, some people are like, well, I don't want no counseling. I don't need counseling. If you don't know how to deal with this yourself, I suggest
you need counseling.
Yes. So that there was very enlightening. I love the comments. This is God, this is good. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and take our last break, and we'll be back after this.
question?
The hell you got to ask me? Mr. Stawicki, the one you got the questions for.
How come you ain't never liked me?
Like you? Who the hell said I got to like you? What law is there say I got to like you? Want to stand up in front of my face and ask a damn fool-ass question like that? Talking about liking somebody. Come here, boy, when I talk to you. Straighten up, goddammit. I asked you a question. What law is there say I got to like you?
None.
All right, then. Don't you eat every day? Answer me when I talk to you. Don't you eat every day?
Yeah.
Nigga, as long as you in my house, you put a sir on the end of it when you talk to me.
Yes, sir.
You eat every day.
Yes, sir.
Got a roof over your head.
Yes, sir.
Got clothes on your back.
Yes, sir.
Why you think that is?
Because of you?
Hell, I know it's because of me. But why do you think that is?
Because you like me?
Like you. I go out of here every morning. I bust my butt putting up with them crackers every day because I like you. You're about the biggest fool I ever saw. It's my job. It's my responsibility. A man is supposed to take care of his family. You live in my house, fill your belly with my food, put your behind on my bed because you're my son. Not because I like you, because it's my duty to take care of you. I owe a responsibility to you. Now, let's get this straight right here and now before I go along any further. I ain't got to like you. Mr. Rand don't give me my money come payday because he like me. He give it to me because he owe me. Now, I don't give you everything I got to give you. I give you your life. Me and your mama worked that out between us, and liking your black ass wasn't part of the bargain. Now, don't you go through life worrying about whether somebody like you or not. You best be making sure they're doing right by you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Then get the hell out of my face and get on down to that A&P.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna go to Dwight first.
I'm interested. Hey.
Okay, because as you know, as mothers, we're the emotional creatures. We're the nurturers.
We are.
But the fathers are the strong bones, the foundation, the structure. But Dwight, what is your feeling and opinion about this here we just watched?
Well, I got some part of it. My thing kept freezing up. I'm like, oh God, I'm missing all the juicy part, but what little part did, guy, he's right. You know, he's responsible for him. He's gonna take care of people and take him close. I ain't gotta like you. That part killed me right there. I'm like, yeah, that's true. You ain't gotta like him. But that part right there, I need to see this movie. I never saw this movie. I got a little glimpse. I said, damn, I need to name that movie and everything. But that's just being the man. That's just straight to the point. You know, my father, God bless his soul, that's how he was when I was a younger boy. This is what you do as a man. You take care of your responsibility. Now, hearing that, he was saying it to my cousins, which was older, and one of them had a baby by this young lady. And he said, you made that child, you're gonna take care of this child. You're not gonna leave that child abandoned. You're gonna be a man. You're man up to lay down. You man up to have that baby. You're gonna raise that baby. I don't care what's going on between you and that girl. But this is what young men need to hear. You know, the responsibility of having a child. If you and that girl don't get along, you need to take care of that baby, take care of that child, and raise that child so they can be the best they can be. And we live in a society right now where we have a lot of young men growing up around fathers, and it's sad. Mm-hmm. So hopefully things will get better. Hopefully somehow these younger generation will, you know, even if they ain't got a man, maybe they have somebody that can be in their life just to tell them how to be a man, so they won't make the same mistake these other people are making. But we definitely need to do better So these babies, you know, it's so sad that video I saw the man telling the child that he's don't want to be in his life anymore because of what the mama did, and it's just sad. That hurts me to my core as too, because I would never do it to my children, never have. And I've been in my children's life all their life and still in their life, regardless what their mama did. But but that's just something that being a man we had to do. I mean, I just can't see a man calling himself a man if he doesn't take care of his seed. I just don't see how he can have babies out here and say I'm done with them because me and the mama don't get along, or the mama's with somebody else. So forget the kids. How can you even call yourself a man? I mean, it's a friend of mine said that you ain't no more than a sperm donor. You know, just a sperm donor. If you're not, you gotta take care of your children, regardless of what's going on. And if you feel on the child support thing, if you feel like the mom is not doing the right thing, or she's spending on her hair and nails, and the children not getting what they need, take her butt to court. Say, judge, you know, I'm trying to take care of my kids, but she's not, you know, so I know there's been some cases like that. But if you feel that way, then go to court and see what they can do from that end. But other than that, just take care of your children. Don't leave your children out here. Be a man, take care of them, raise them so they can stand a chance. Raise the boys, raise your daughters, and they'll grow to be so much better people. Just be a man, just do that. So Python, you named that movie. I mean, kept helping. I named that movie.
Yeah, because actually, Asa had just commented. He had said "Fences" is the name of the movie. At no point has America or Black Americans as people really researched the negative effects of slavery, Jim Crow, the lies that we weren't here before the Wichita, etc., has had on us. We have to do some serious damage.
Yep. Damage control.
Yeah, he says the reality is that it's better if dad does like you. It helps to create a safe environment. This is where where trust is bond. You're taught just enough to barely breathe, while other cultures thrive. Son, I love you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Always be here for you, etc. We need help. You know.
Yeah. I remember when I introduced that post to you. It wasn't a point of the liking part. That wasn't where I was getting in on that. The part that I was getting at when I introduced that post to you is that it's my responsibility to take care of you.
And that's true.
That was the part that I wanted to
responsibility.
Yeah, to pay attention to that one part right there.
Yeah, but my thing is like this, you know why that kind of touched me and why I said women are different from men, because yes, he made a lot of good points. You know, that's true. But also, what are you teaching your son about approach?
Yeah.
That is hurtful the way he put it. There should have been a different way of putting it. You know, your wording could really hurt. It could get misconstrued, and they could run with the wrong message. You know, if you're gonna say I don't like you, just say, you know what, I don't like your character, but I love you because you're my son.
I was hoping he was gonna say that, but he never said it. He said, because I'll be honest with you, I love all my babies. I love them all. But I don't like them. I mean, I don't like their attitude sometimes. I don't like them. Sometimes I'm not perfect. I don't like you, but I love you.
Yeah, and see, this is where it falls. It falls under, you know, you got to be careful sometimes with your wording, because it falls under verbal, mental, and emotional abuse. Because this child could be just looking to be loved, looking for the father's acceptance, looking for a father's, you know, knowledge. But that type of knowledge on carrying that sort of pattern, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it.
What we call that? It calls it universal. What's it called? Chains. I forgot what they call it, but it's cycles. It's a cycle that you have to break those chains, and it can go on for generational curses. It can start a curse. You can have generational curse, and this child don't know how to act, So he's going to treat his next set of generations going to get the same treatment.
Yeah.
So boom.
I call it a generational chain that needs to be broken.
Yep.
Because it's just like a pattern. The links just connect. And they keep connecting and they keep connecting. But where does that link break off?
We need to cut it off.
It needs to be broken. And the way his father's teaching him, you're like, you don't like me. You have to read a lot into that, because even though that dad is there, he sees his dad. That dad is there but not there.
Yeah.
Because
he has a lot going on in that movie.
Where's the bond? This is just from the message I'm getting in that video.
Mm-hmm.
Where's your bond to where this child feel like you love him? Where's that bond to where he feel like he come to you about anything and be able to open up to where you can guide him in the right direction? This child is never going to come to you because he has this wall up of fear, because he knows that the way your approach is going to be.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be aggressive.
Now, I'm not saying you got to talk like the old saying, "Oh, Timmy, go get in the corner." No, I'm not saying that. But at the same time, you're a parent that's supposed to be providing parental skills and knowledge that you're laying forth like bricks for that child to carry on when they become a parent.
Right.
And the words that you're using, calling your child, I just don't agree with your parents calling a child my in and you in, and that
I don't think you should call your child outside the name that you gave him.
Exactly.
Unless it's loving notes. I'll never, ever sit up there and call my child a B word or H word or N word. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. It's, first of all, it's ghetto.
Yeah. But
And
at the same time, it's even though we say as parents we need to be respected, but to a certain extent you got to understand these children are human.
Yeah,
they have emotions and mind of their own as well. You're there to lay the tools, but you got to show your child respect for them to learn respect, so that they can continue to carry on to teach respect. If you're being disrespectful to your child, why do you expect for them to go to school or to respect anybody else?
They're not going to respect authorities, teachers, other students, or other parents. You see it all the time. Yeah, yes, the chain must be broken.
Sadly, oftentimes we see some of our toxic chains as protection. We need to be able to tell the difference between healthy and unhealthy habits.
Yeah.
But that goes back to what Denise says too, because you have some of these brick-headed people that don't want to listen. They think they know everything. And they quick to say, I'm the mama. I'm the parent. Okay. And they're the child.
Yes.
That is human.
Mm-hmm. I refused it. Because for me, we had when I was growing up, when I was little, and with my biological father, not my dad, I call my father, where we weren't allowed to speak.
Yeah. And Ty says, you are doing a great thing. Thank you. It takes just one person in the village to stand up and start the flow of correction and repair by speaking into the rest of the village. The knowledge and guidance it takes to create a change, especially in those who take time to listen. And that's the thing. You could say, do you hear me? But are you listening?
Are you listening?
Yeah, hearing could be like, okay, I hear your voice, but it's going through one ear, not the other. But when you're listening, that means you're applying it. It's actually observing. And take heed. Reach one, teach one is contagious. Thank you. Real Spit Radio says parenting skills are passed down. That's right. That's right. Therefore, a child can only give as a parent what they have received from the parents. Unless the parenting is neglected, then a teacher has done their job. Well put. Well put.
My mom and my stepdad. Ooh.
And that's why I said, we gotta lay the bricks, because even though we are grown and we are women, we still don't know everything. Just like I told my child last week. Just like when I had you, it was placenta that followed with you. It wasn't instructions on how to be a mother.
Mhm.
I said, so I make mistakes. And she'll tell you, when mom sees she makes a mistake or we come to her and talk to her what bothers us, she do apologize. But some people get it misconstrued about being a parent. I don't have to apologize to you. Why not? I don't have to forgive you.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
You know, I don't have to forgive you. Why not? Don't you expect for God to forgive you?
Mm-hmm.
Hello. You know, so, you know, men and women, we got to do better,
We gotta do better.
way better than what we're doing now. And then,
And that's why we have these problems with all these children. So what was the word? Self-entitled kids running around here.
yeah, because I'm going to tell you, it just, you know, for a parent to pull out the video and put it on live
Mm-hmm.
on how they discipline a child.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them I'm glad they did because they needed to be in CPS care. But
Cutting off people's hair and stuff. What the hell?
I don't agree with that. I don't feel like your business should be on social media.
Mm-mm.
You know, that's the way I feel. You know,
No.
and I despise that. And then Asa says, remember the line growing up. Do as I do, not as I do it. Was it do as I
Do as I say, not what I do.
Okay, got it, got it. When children often automatically do what they see unless someone intervenes to stop the man. Exactly. And see, I don't like that. I don't like that saying, do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
How are you gonna tell somebody to do as you do, not as I say? Do as I say and not as I do, tongue tied. When you're supposed to be setting an example. And that's also portraying the image of teaching to portray facades. I tell my children all the time, because last week we did a lot of talk. Just like I tell them, you know, I don't lie to my kids. I'm not gonna lie to them. I tell them straight up, there ain't no Santa Claus. There ain't no Easter Bunny. The only thing he lay is I'm not gonna lie to him. If it's gonna hurt, it's gonna hurt. I'm gonna let you know.
Oh my God. Spicy.
You know, that you know, I just my thing is that's when you to me, you teaching your children how to lie. And that's just my perception of it.
Well, that was all created for. They all false stuff. What you call it? Those I forgot what they call those things where you celebrating Christmas and Thanksgiving and Easter and Fourth of July. That's those pagan holidays. That's what they're called, pagan.
Yeah,
And
because I just can't see telling my kids that. And my mom used to get mad at me because she was like, you take the fun out of everything. Fun out of what? Teaching my kids how to lie? I said, think about it, Mom. You're teaching the kids how to lie.
You are. That's what
but
it's
then, but then you don't want them to lie to you. But then when the bill collector call, you tell them I'm not here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how many of y'all actually did that? Be real with yourself.
Don't put the children in that.
I'm not saying
Ty say, parenting is a natural instinct, but like you said, there's no manual to teach us.
Nope.
The insurance and out, the ins and outs of life happens. So basically, it's a day by day process, learning as we grow, not as we go, as we grow.
You think after thousands of years we would get this down already.
Yeah, because my mom, from my mom to my grandmother, we all make mistakes.
Yeah,
but we learn from our mistakes. Because just like my daughter, she'll come to me, she said, Mom, could you have handled that differently? I said, what you mean? And she said, well, it bothered me and it's embarrassing to me. And I said, I am so sorry. From now on, I'll wait till another moment and I'll talk to you about it. And she said, I thank you. And my thing is that she respects me, but it also leaves a door to where she feels comfortable in talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
The way that we have seen these fathers approach these kids on these videos, do you really think these kids are going to be able to come to them about anything comfortably.
No, it's gonna.
It actually depends because as a child, now these fathers they made a big mistake. Some fathers they used to redeem themselves because of their anger and they come back and they be better fathers because I believe some fathers they can actually redeem themselves and come back. Now oh, they're wrong for doing that. I can imagine, especially as a 4 or 5, 6, 7 year old child, and your dad's looking in your face saying, "I ain't got nothing to do with you because your mama decided to be with somebody else, or your mama put me on child support, so I can't deal with you." And to me, it's a stupid way of thinking because regardless, you're still gonna pay that child support.
Or go to jail. Or go to
Or go
jail.
to
Yeah.
or go to jail. So if you're gonna pay it, you can go do that 6 months to a year in jail. So the thing is, just pay it. I mean, I'm not even lie, this is a true story. I still got the pay stuff in my closet. When I was on trial, I was paying anyway, but it didn't really bother me because I said, hey, that's my child, I'm taking care of my child. But as a young man at that time when I was working, I got my check. I used to go to the bank to cash my check because I know it's gonna be a big check. Now, Spicy. Now, you remember Montgomery Wars? Y'all know Montgomery Wars in San Antonio. Okay, well, that bank that's down
I know the story. I know the story.
I got paid on the Friday, and of course I love the dress. I said, "Woo! I'm about to go buy me some Stacey Adams. I saw this suit I'm gonna get because I know how much my check is gonna be." Now I knew child support was gonna take some money out. That wasn't the problem because the judge said, "This is how much you're gonna pay, whatever." Go down there. I open up my check. They look at it, turn it over, sign that mug off, and give it to Taylor. And she looked at me and said, "Well, this is a joke." I said, "What you mean?" And so she handed me back that paycheck, that check. Spice, that thing was $1. You hear me? $1. I said, what am I doing? I, as a man, I almost sat there and cried in that bank because I said, how am I pay my rent? How am I pay my car note? And the child support people, I called them and told them, hey, wait a minute now. What is this? I said, oh, Mr. Robbins, we're so sorry, we made a mistake. Okay, can I get that money back? No. Nope. Then what am I supposed to do then? I mean, if I ain't got no place to live or no way to go to work, then I'm gonna continue to pay my child support.
Exactly.
So that right there is just, I guess maybe that's some of the things some of these men fear, but that's what it is. But one thing about me, Spice, I never went down there and complained to these people. I never went down there saying, hey, I want this child support to stop or beefing with the mothers about it. Now, as time went on, I kind of like, wait, dang, my kids are kind of
wrong, man.
Well, but that's just it. You just pay, and that's just it. But I really made no complaints about it. You just pay your child support. But the one thing about it, it never stopped me from being a father to my children. I was always there in life, telling them about how to be a man or daughter, talking to her. So that's the important thing. It doesn't matter.
Well, see, that's what they don't understand. The money that you put out doesn't make you a father.
Exactly. It does not make you a father. You take care of your children. What's going on?
Bond with your children, develop a relationship with your children. Yes, and there shouldn't be no excuses for that. Period.
I've seen some I'll be watching a lot of media stuff, and I've seen where fathers, stepfathers, mothers, stepmothers get along. They're working together to raise these children.
Yeah.
There's no animosity.
Well, see, that's what happened to me as well. That happened to me as well. Yeah, because my ex-husband, it came a point to where he got remarried, and me and her, at first he was feeding her the wrong negative, energy about me, and to me it was like he liked drama, he liked mess, he liked to see altercations go on. So we end up, my ex-sister-in-law had a baby shower. And the young lady came to me. She said, after the baby, before you leave, can we talk? I was like, sure. So when I got ready to leave, she walked out to the car and she was telling me what was going on. I said, hold on, let me tell you something. I said, I do not want him. I divorced him. He didn't divorce me. I said, you won't have a problem out of me The only problem you have if you mistreat my children. I said, other than that, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
From that day forward, me and her got along good. Even to where when I cook greens, I took it to, you know, we got a good relationship to where, when I got in a situation, she even told him, she's trying to move, she's trying to get in a situation. Let's take the kids, put them just go over here till she move, and then give them back to her. When this was her idea, and believe it or not, it was her that got him to pay in the child support.
Wow.
She was the one. She said, "I know what it's like to be a single mother." So she
a
was a
good
real woman. Yeah, we got along good.
She a good one.
We both Scorpios too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't have the problems because she's like, "We don't want to take your kids from you." She said, "We just want to put them over here so you can focus on trying to get out the situation you were in." Because I was in an abusive situation, and she said, "I know what you're trying to do." So they took the kids, put them in school over there, and I just had my baby at the time, and I was able to focus on that. And then turn around. When I moved, they brought me my kids back. This was all because of her.
That's
She
a
was
good
a
woman.
real woman. She was a real woman in this situation.
She's a real woman. Yeah, that's a good woman.
Yeah. So, I can honestly say, yes, there are women out like that. And we, had to understand it to where Spicy, whatever school supplies you couldn't get, check it off and I'll get the rest. This is a real woman.
See, I give him this Spice. I give your ex this. He did choose a good one right there. Because
Yeah, he
most women,
lost her too.
he chose a real good one right there.
Yeah, but he lost her.
Damn.
Yeah. Now, Asa said for marriage and parenting skills, okay, I discovered Dr. Dobson, T.D. Jakes, Joyce Myers, Dr. Henry, Cloud, and others, pure salvation that helped me, my wife, and children. See, he applied the tools to find a way to make the family better.
Right.
He also said, oftentimes the bond can't take place because the mothers don't allow the children to see their dad. Going back to court gets very expensive. That's also with the dads too. They try to keep the kids from the mother.
I've seen that.
To comment on the gentleman and what he said about his dollar check. That is so right. He is telling the truth. So many times they leave the father with nothing. No means to eat, put gas in the car, let alone to pay bills. I've seen them take the entire check. It's wrong, and the child support process needs reforming. Yes. How they expect the father to work and maintain the order without being able to care for themselves.
Yes. When my son came, he cried to me about a check that he had got too. Also, that's a hot mess. He got a $1,500 check, and all he got was $200 and some change.
Well, he got more than
Yeah, it goes back to like I said.
He thought I was just, and he still had rent due.
Yeah, but see, that goes back to what I said when I said if the father's hungry, I'll bring something to eat. There's been one time where he, I think they took too much out of his check, and what I did, he was like, "Well, Spice, I don't have no food or nothing." So I was like, "Okay, I'm coming to pick you up." I took him to go grocery shopping because you got to think at the end of the day, put gas in his car. Because at the end of the day, these dads got to survive. You expect so much out of them when it come down to these children to do their part. But what are you doing to help them to be in that child's life in order for them to be productive the way they need to be with a child? You cannot expect that, and you constantly take it from this father. You cannot expect for him to be in this, because that goes by even these women's keeping the children from the father. What does these kids have to do with what goes on between you and him?
Don't have nothing.
What does these children have to do on what goes in between her and him? Nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times my ex and I got into it. I still let his son go to him. When my kids asked for their dad, no matter how mad it was, go ahead and call him. Gave him the phone, just go in the room and talk to him.
Exactly.
Because I'm mad at him. Because like I said, at the end of the day, you're not hurting that other parent. You're not hurting that father. You're truly not. Yes, he might be hurting his feelings, but the one that suffers the most is that child.
It's those kids.
And that's what we need to wake up and realize. AC said, put him in jail. If he gets out, the court sends him a bill for being in jail, plus child support and his new family. A real spit say, how can you live off a dollar check?
Okay. You can't.
Exactly.
Brother.
Easy.
And you got these women that brag about that.
Yeah, they laugh and brag about the crap. And it
Like,
ain't.
are you serious? But he ain't giving me no money. He ain't been here for the kids. How can he? Now the car got to park because he ain't got no gas.
Nope.
He didn't look because he run to work late because he got to walk or catch the bus. Now he don't have a job to support the kids. What do you expect? You
Now
have to be a woman about yours.
you
Be
ain't
a woman about it.
Mhm.
And that's just the bottom line. Like I said, some of these women, they have these babies. Some of these women, fight, act like they doing it for the best interest of the children, but they really not.
No, they're not. They're being controlling, selfish, and greedy.
Yes, and you try to find things to spite the father.
Mm-hmm.
Despite the father, but you know what? Keep trying to spite that father because at the end of the day,
you're
going to lose that child.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to reverse, and the child going to be angry with you.
Angry. And I done sat up there and told I don't want to put no names out, but I already told a young lady, I said, the stuff that you're doing, when that child get older, you're going to regret everything you did.
Yeah. And I'm going to say this, and I mean, the generation with the children has gotten worse.
Yes.
But the one thing I could say, I'm seeing a lot of fathers raise their children.
More. Way more.
And that wasn't before.
Mm-mm.
And it's like, what's going on here?
It's got a lot of young ladies trying to be more in control, trying to be the man.
It's not so much. You got these ladies that leave their kids for another man that don't want kids.
Exactly. What I'm
you
saying.
got women that can't have their way with the dad, so they kill the kids.
Oh Lord, yeah.
So something's wrong with this generation with the women as well as our children.
They're off. They're off. This is the time. This is the time. This is the season. This is all season.
Yeah, but to say this before we head out, it would be a better place and a peaceful place for our children and healthier for them if they saw dad and mom get along.
Yep.
Why don't we take the money out the question? Not saying that you shouldn't pay. I'm not saying that.
No. But if we take the government out of our houses, it'd be a lot better.
Girl, government is messy. They like being in people's business.
Yeah.
But we need to learn to find a way to bond. Even when it comes to our birthday parties, show our children that we can get along, that how to do things together. I'm going to go half with a birthday party. You go to the other half. I'm ready to pay for this and you pay for that.
Mm-hmm.
Our child sees this. This is creating a positive aura for our child. So when they get older, and if they have to separate from their mate, they still know how to be a father and a mother to their child because they had the right role models in their life.
Mm-hmm. They got the right tools.
Because seeing these videos that we played, I am very hurtful to see the outcome of these children. And we can't blame, we quick to say, well, he's hard-headed, he's this, he's that. Well, he got himself in jail because, I'm not getting him out because he got himself there. Okay, can we look back and say, if we would have planted that seed the right way and watered it right and gave it the right sunlight, they grew in the right path. Because all these children are looking for is a love. They looking for attention. They looking for guidance.
And you know what the other thing that a lot of people is missing? Proper discipline. Proper discipline.
Yeah, because you got a lot of parents too trying to be friends with their children.
Trying to be their best friends. Children
do that.
We grew up. I remember being a kid. I had plenty of best friends. The last thing I need is my mama trying to be my best friend.
Like I tell my kids, at the end of the day, no matter what you don't like or what you don't want to hear from me, I gotta be mama.
Yeah, my mama stayed a mama. She did not become my best friend. And she told me flat out, she told all of us, I am not your friend.
I love movie time with my kids. We joke around. We cut on each other. We do that. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to business, I'm not your girl.
That's right.
I'm not your bruh. I'm your mother.
Yes, I am your mom. I am not your friend.
Yes.
We can be friendly, but I would never be your friend. You got a lot of friends in school and everywhere else. I am not your friend.
But I mean, this has been very enlightening.
Yes.
I truly thank and appreciate everybody over there on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube for tuning in. This has mean a lot for me to see this much interaction. I mean, I know I was out for 6 months, but we're coming back. We back, baby. So come on, you know.
Very nice.
Don't forget about the poetry contest, y'all. Come on. Bring those videos on, especially with the children. I love it when the children are on. You know, this brings a lot of joy to us, seeing our children get involved in a contest like this. You know, I still need to get parental approval. If you submit a video, I would need the parents' phone number and talk to them personally to make sure that they are okay with this. So that's with the parents. And if y'all have any topic ideas, you know, please submit them in. Either you can put it in my inbox or send it to the unspoken heart 70 at AOL.com. You never know. Your topic could be the one we discuss. Y'all have a blessed day. Much love. And see y'all next week.